ready, gang? You can do it? We can do it. All right, we are going to start in the closed parallel position. You can always use your chair for a little bit of balance support. And we're going to swivel the upper inner thighs so that we come into a first position, just a moderate V with our feet. We're going to go into a soft plie. Exhale as we lower down. Inhale as we bring it up. Just start to get things warmed up. Keep the blood moving a little bit. Inhale as we raise. So we always have the option to keep our heels down on the mat, but I'm going to offer the next time your knees are bent to peel your heels off the floor, but keep them glued together. And then we're going to lengthen all the way up on the balls of our feet. So into a full releve. Heels melt down. Knees soften, inner thigh spiral forward. Heels peel up. And then the legs extend. So you can use that chair for balance. You don't need to, but it's up to you. You can be near a sofa, a countertop, a wall, whatever helps you to find your best balance. Heels melt down, inner thigh spiral forward, heels pick up. Hold the next one lengthened at the top. Just hold and breathe. Nice little balance challenge. Arms can come up and out if that feels good in your body this morning. Hold and breathe for 5. Heels stay glued together for 4. Inner thigh spiraling forward. Last 2. And heels melt all the way down. Beautiful. All right, let's turn towards our chair and find one dumbbell. So you're going to grab one dumbbell. And we're going to go into a squat in closed parallel position. So I have my hand on the chair just for a little balance support. We're going to crease at the hips and bow forward. Hold. We're going to take that left arm long at our side and palm turned in. We're going to inhale, reach it back, and exhale, reach it forward. Extra challenge, you can hover your heels off of the floor, or if you like your heels grounded and connecting through the back line of the leg a little more sincerely, you can keep your heels down. Inhale as we lengthen and reach. Crown of head is stretched long away from your tailbone. For 4. For 3. Last 2. Hold the arm long behind you. If your heels are up, heels are going to melt down. And we're going to walk our feet back into a flat back position, going into a L, that's kind of like we're in an L sit, but we are on our feet, and that arm is still reaching long. And it's isometric hold, beautiful, for 4, for 3, for 2, and bend the knee one more time. Feet are flat, find that stretch through the back line of the leg. We're going to allow the arm to float down on an exhale. It's going to come towards the mat. And then inhale, lengthen back again. Touch your hip. And exhale. And inhale. Let's layer on with the leg. As the arm comes down, the legs go long. And then as the arm comes back, the knees soften. Arm comes long, leg goes long. Arms come back, and knees soften. Good. 2 more here. Hold the next one with the left arm back. Right hand is still onto the chair. And we are going to breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2. Arm comes down. Go ahead and set the dumbbell down. We're going to stay in this L position. 2 hands come onto the chair. And then we are going to invite the right knee off, or the right foot off the ground. Bend the right knee a lot. And lengthen the right leg back. So just a little soft bend in the standing leg. And then we're going to exhale, draw the right knee in. And inhale, lengthen it back. Exhale, draw it in close to chest. But the pelvis is not changing. The back is not changing. Inhale as you extend. Good. Find that reach through the inner thigh. Collarbones are wide. Holding the next one back. Right leg is long. Reaching the left hip away from the left ribs. Maybe bend that left knee a little bit more to the safety of the left hip. Reach that right leg a little bit longer for 4, 3, 2, going into a small circle with that right leg, little tiny circles from the top of your thigh bone. So 3, we're going to rotate into holding here. Keep that right leg long. The left hand stays on the chair. The right arm opens. And we eat it. Hold.
Don't do that.
Look at my demo girls, not at me. Hold and breathe for 4. Good. Lifting and lengthening for 3. For 2. And we're going to bring that right leg down. Beautiful job. Really nice, you guys. I'm on point this morning. All right, bring your chair a little bit further into the center of your mat. And we're gonna go into a little seated teaser experience. So we're gonna bring our bottom onto the chair surface and your feet are down on the ground. You can use your chair back at any time for balance support. And we're gonna center yourself on the seat. Inhale, lean with a flat back. Exhale, we're gonna hover one leg up into a bent knee teaser position. And then if it feels like a good choice for you, not necessarily a great choice for you today, we're going to bring both legs up, or you can always just have one leg up at a time. So we're just gonna balance and hold. Hands can come behind your thighs, but be mindful that there's nothing behind you to hold you up. So it's a responsibility just through your own body. Lengthening crown of head away from the tailbone. Ideally, toes are about the height of our knees. But if that's not for you today, they can be down lower, and we can always be doing one leg at a time and alternating. All right, even if you have both legs up, we are gonna go into a little bit of a march. So you can take your hands out from behind your thighs if that feels good for you. And then we're gonna hinge at the hip. Notice that the knee bend isn't changing. Keep working, I'm gonna demonstrate from a profile. So we're going to inhale as one leg goes down, exhale as we bring it up. So we're hinging from the hips rather than changing the knee bend. We have a nice long spine. Inhale down, exhale, bring it up. We have 4 more if it feels like a good idea in your body. You can do 2 legs at a time, inhaling down and exhaling to bring it up. Use that breath to power you through. Visualizing these thigh bones sinking deeply in through the pelvis. This is going to be the last one. And we're going to hold. If you have one leg up, try to invite both legs up. If that's not for you, just switch out. Hold and breathe for 4. Lengthening tailbone from crown of head for 2. And bring it all the way down. Beautiful. All right, we're going to stay here. And we're going to turn around to face the chair. So you guys can keep yours where it is. I'm going to turn my back. All right, here we go. We're going to go into kind of a curtsy step-up experience. So we're going to take the left foot onto the chair in turnout. You need the chair seat towards you and the back away from you. Left knees in turnout on the chair surface. Hold on to the back of the chair, and then we're going to cross the right leg behind. So the legs are crossed. I'm going to show you from the front. It looks like this, where the upper inner thighs are crossed. Okay? Once you have that, you can go ahead and release the chair back. Just check in with your balance. The foot on the floor, you are elevated onto the ball of your foot, and you have your ribs stacked right over your pelvis. First thing we're going to do is find a lot of connection through the sole of the left foot. So that should light up through that outer hip and inner thigh. And then we're going to exhale as we soften the leg that is on the ground, the right leg. And then inhale as we extend. Exhale as we bend, finding a lot of effort through the glute med all the way up to the waistline on both hips. Exhaling down and inhaling to lift. I'm finding in my own body I kind of want to lean back a little bit. So see if you can make sure you're standing upright, sternum right over your pubic bone. Exhaling down and inhaling to extend. Trying to keep that right heel quiet. Making sure that left knee stays aligned, big toe, second toe. And that we've got a lot of energy down through the sole of the left foot. Let's go for a few more here. Asking more from our right hip and less from our right knee. It's going to catch into the core more sincerely. Arms can come up alongside ears if you're looking for additional balance challenge, additional effort. It's up to you. For 2. Hold the next one about halfway down. Hold and breathe. Think about a magnet on the inner thighs. Maybe they move together. Maybe you just find that internally. And then we're gonna go down and up via that right hip bone, just an inch or two. I like to go down different distances. So on the way down, 1/4 inch, on the way up, 1 millimeter, on the way down, 1/2 inch, but find that slightly different range of movement to really stay focused through the thigh bone, swimming through the pelvis for 4. Here we go for 3. Keep it small and controlled in both directions. And last one, heel comes down, rise up. Nice work. All right, we're gonna slide that chair towards the end of the mat. We've got options here, guys. We're gonna go into a small Wunda twist. I'm gonna demonstrate it with my feet on the chair. You can always keep your feet on the mat or knees down as well. So it's up to you. We're gonna take our hands wide at the end of the mat like starfish, like we're setting up for a plank. And then if you choose, we are going to have our feet step one at a time onto the chair. Be very mindful, please, that the chair can tip back if you're pushing it away from you rather than just sending your weight down onto the chair, okay? If that feels comfortable and balanced and secure for you, stay on the chair, otherwise feet come down. And then you're gonna cross the left ankle under your right. So now I have my pelvis swiveled to the side and ribs are forward. On the inhale, swivel the pelvis and the hips rise just a little. Exhale, unwind. Inhale, swivel that left hip up and back. Exhale, unwind. Not here forever. You can always be on your mat. You can be on your elbows. You can have your feet down on the mat. You're still gonna get the same focus, guys. That twisted rotation will get you the focus whether your feet are up or whether your feet are down. Here we go for 3. You're there already in 2. Last one, hold it up in that rotation for 5, 4, 3, 2, with intention, unwind, and bring one knee at a time. Outstanding. Good morning. Let's lay onto our backs. I see that. I see those expressions. I see your faces. I'm gonna pretend the sun's in my eyes. Sorry, I can't see you. All right, we're gonna lay down, guys. You want to have a good distance between your hips and the chair, but you can take your feet just onto the edge of the chair. Flip them around if you need to. Hands are going to interlace under the base of your skull. And find a neutral pelvis, please. Find a neutral pelvis. Weight of your head sinks into your hands. Elbows should be visible from the corners of your eyes as you go into a riblet. Keeping your left leg where it is, we are going to slide the right leg under the chair. So scooch back if you didn't give yourself enough room. So your right leg is under the chair, but it's hovered off of the mat. We're gonna extend the left leg up to the sky. Hold. Enjoy. Send a little more of the weight of your head down into your middle back. Thinking about maybe a tiny bit more of your shoulder blades peeled up and off of the mat. Then we're going to send the left leg low. Maybe it taps the chair, maybe not, and bring it back up. If that's not feeling great in your body, bend that knee. Same range of movement, but you just have a bent knee. For the last few, peel your right shoulder blade off the mat. So same range of movement, but now we're in rotation. So hold the rotation if you've chosen that option. And the leg goes down and up. So the leg is still moving, but the shoulder blade is off the floor on the right. For 3, for 2. And bring the right leg back to tabletop. We want to get out of that with intention. Center your torso. And heels come onto the chair. Heels come onto the chair. Closed parallel with your knees and toes. Arms come long to your sides. We're gonna go into an elevated bridge. We're not gonna push the chair at all. We're gonna send the weight of our heels straight down onto the chair. Mat is always an option if the chair doesn't feel secure for you today. Knees and toes are glued together. Exhale, roll the tailbone, roll the pelvis, low back, middle back, upper back, hold at the top. And then we're gonna melt from behind the heart just an inch. and bring it back up. We practiced these earlier this week. Melt from behind the heart and bring it back up. One more like that. Melt from behind the heart, bring it back up. Full range of movement. Start from behind the heart, slowly lowering down, setting down the spaces between your spine. Unfurl into a flat back. Roll the tailbone under you. Recruit the glutes, recruit the arms, the hands, everything working together to imprint strongly into the mat as you lengthen, curl, and lift. And then curl and lower back down. Keep working at your own pace. Exhaling as we curl under, rounding, lifting, peeling up. And then we're going to inhale as we lengthen and lower down. 2 more like this. Finding length as we roll, stretch, reach. This is going to be our last one like this. We've got that single leg series on the other side. And with control, bring yourself all the way down. Go ahead and walk your feet to the edge of the chair. We're going to interlace our hands underneath the base of the skull again. Hold. We want to have the weight of our head into our hands, elbows visible from corners of eyes. Keep the right leg where it is. Slide the left leg off and we're going to sweep it under the chair. I have my leg hovered off the mat. If that's aggressive, you can always have your leg down. And then we're going to hover the right foot off of the chair into tabletop and unfold with intention. All the way with 2 straight legs, if that feels good in your body. And then we're going to move from the top of the right thigh bone. Exhaling, tap the chair. Inhale, bring it up. Exhaling down, inhale, bring it up. So the idea is we're not moving from the foot, we're moving from the hip, very close to the core. So it's moving through the dome of the pelvis as we work. We're gonna hold that leg up, and then what we're gonna do is rotate. So you wanna peel the left shoulder blade off of the mat, holding that rotation. Then the right leg goes down and back up. Not here for much longer. Ask for more from your right hamstrings, more from the inner thigh to bring it back. You have 2 more. Beautiful job, you guys. And with intention, right leg comes up, goes back into tabletop, left leg joins it in tabletop, and you can hug your knees in. Beautiful job. All right, go ahead and roll over. And we are going to take the chair to the other side of the mat. Just walk it straight down and find your dumbbell again. So you are facing the back side of the chair. Dumbbell is in your right hand. We're going to go into our squat with the single arm reaches behind us. So knees and toes are glued together. Left hand is on the chair. And then we're going to sink our pelvis down and back. Keeping that right arm long. We have thigh bone sinking deeply into the pelvis, and we're going to go with an arm sweep behind us. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, bring it forward. Doesn't have to be a great big range of movement. Think more about length rather than how high the arm goes. Collarbones are wide. Gaze is maybe over just that front edge of the chair seat. And heels can hover if that feels like a good choice in your body. Heels can hover off of the mat. Outer thighs are magnetized either way. Thinking about that elbow absorbing up into your triceps. Hold the arm long. Heels go down if they were up. And we're going to walk ourselves back into an L shape and continue with that arm reach for just a few more before we go into a larger range of movement. Reaching back. And go ahead and bring the right arm down. It's in line with the shoulder. Inhale, lengthen it back. So we're finding nice openness through the back side of the body as we are improving function and power through that right shoulder. Always moving from the shoulder blade, initiating the arm, sweeping forward and sweeping back with intention. Layering on with the knee bend. So as the arm comes back, we're going to bend the knees. And then as the arm comes forward, we're going to lengthen the legs. Doesn't have to be a great big knee bend. We're just wanting to open up space in the back side of the body. Open up space through the pelvic floor every time the knees bend. We're finding mobility through the hips. Gaze is straight down, head is in line with spine. Hold the soft knee bend, arm goes long for 4, 3, 2, and go ahead and set that dumbbell down. Set that dumbbell down, 2 hands come onto the chair surface. We're going to keep the right leg where it is, and then we are going to exhale, draw the left knee forward. Inhale, lengthen the left leg back. Exhale, draw it in towards your chest. And inhale, send it back. You can give your standing leg a little bend, or you can keep it long, it's up to you. Exhale, drag it in with the inner thigh. Inhale, reach it back with your hamstrings, working with your core in both directions. It's kind of like a little pulley system. Reaching and extending. Exhale, draw it in. All right, let's hold this next one back. Hold. I'm going to do a little circle from the top of that thigh bone. Doesn't have to be very big at all. It's almost like you're drawing with a pencil from the eraser end, yeah? All right, let's see how this side goes, guys. No promises, but we are gonna hold the left leg back. We're gonna keep the right arm on the chair surface and open into extension. Ribs rotate to the side, extend and reach for 5, 4, breathing, 3, 2, and good news, that's Wunda twist. Bring everything down, flip your chair around. You can move the dumbbell out of the way so you still have it towards the end of the mat, so you have lots of space for your Wunda twist. Again, guys, you've got options, so you can take your hands like starfish onto the mat and your feet come up onto the chair, or you can do it with your feet down on the mat, and you also can always do this on your knees and elbows where we're swiveling like this, okay? So you've got lots of options of how you can achieve that. Hands come wide onto the mat, lengthen into a plank, and we're gonna remember to send energy down onto the chair rather than pushing it away from us. Sliding the right ankle under the left, and now the hips are rotated to the side. And then we're gonna inhale, pelvis swivels as you raise, and exhale, unwind. So adjust as needed, guys. Every side of the body is different. See what works in your body. But the idea is for the right hip to come up and down. That's an inhale. Find length in the spine. Find stability through your core as you're swiveling the pelvis up and back. Soft hinge at the shoulders. Doesn't have to be a great big hike. We're going to hold this last one up and back. Hold and breathe for 5, 4, put your lunge into, and bring your knees down, 1 at a time. Yes, we can. All right, let's rise onto our feet. You can bring your chair a little more centered on your mat. And we are going to take the right foot in, turn out onto the chair surface, and then cross the left inner thigh over the middle of your body. So your legs are crossed. We're on the ball of the left foot. You can release your hands off of the chair back, or if it is more secure for you to keep them there, you can do that as well. Torso is nice and upright. Find lots of energy imprinting down through the sole of your right foot. So you should have a lot of energy through the sole of the right foot. And left heel is softly lifted. Here we go. We're going to exhale as we crease at the left hip. The left knee will also bend. And then inhale as you bring it up. Exhale as you swivel the inner thighs. Inhale, bring it up. So that left inner thigh is spinning forward as you lower down. And the right inner thigh is spinning up to the sky. So try to find that rhythm and that movement, mobility through the hip joints. Finding proper bone rhythm and in turn, core connection as we work. Thinking about that right thigh bone sinking deeply into the pelvis every time and checking in with that right knee. It's going to be tempting to kind of let it dive out over the pinky toe. Can you keep it aligned, big toe, second toe? Check in with your left heel height. Make sure you're at a nice, challenging height in your body. Arms can always come up alongside the ears if that feels like a better choice for you today. Increasing the balance challenge. We're going to hold this next one. Hold somewhere around halfway. Make sure your ribs are stacked right over pelvis. Navel is up and in. Pubic bone is drawn up and in towards the low back. And we're going to move from the top of that left hip, that left thigh bone sinking deeply in. We're going down and up just a tiny bit. But let's make sure we're not bouncing through it. We are intentionally rolling that thigh bone through the pelvis. We have 3. We have 2. And last one. Heel comes down and go ahead and bring it up. Nice, you guys. All right, we're going to slide the chair off of our mat. I know you think that's good news, but I don't know. I don't know that I agree with that thought. We're going to slide it off of our chair out of the way, or off of the mat out of the way. And then we're going to come down onto our right forearm. But get close to the front edge of your mat. We're in a sideline position. We're going to go into a twisted teaser. And you are going to choose what your variation on this is. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to exhale as we swivel up into teaser. And then we're going to inhale as we unwind back into a sideline position. If that's aggressive in your body, we're going to keep the left leg down, or the right leg down, and just the left leg comes up. So this is a modification. And if neither of those feel great in your body, you can also do a side leg raise. So we've got options here, okay? I'm going to demonstrate through that full teaser again. We're going to swivel, but we're trying not to push a whole lot off of the arm on the ground. And then we inhale, unwind, and return to a sideline position. Beautiful. Exhale, swivel, one leg, both legs, or stay with your sideline leg raises. And if that's not for your hip today, you can do a regular teaser. Exhaling to swivel. Inhaling to lengthen and reach. I have very little weight going down into that right shoulder, arm, and elbow. It's really holding through the middle of your body, holding through your center as you raise, and even as we extend all the way down. Here we go for 2 more. We're going to hold that last teaser up, guys. Or if you're staying sideline, hold the legs hovered off the ground, hold and breathe for 5. Maybe invite your arms higher for 4. You can always take your hands behind your thighs for 3, 2, and bring the feet down. Gorgeous job. Yes, I see your expressions. All right, hands come onto the mat. And we are going to lengthen your legs back into a closed parallel position. We're going to sink back into a little double knee pull. So we're going to exhale, magnetize the outer thighs. With a shoulder hinge, inhale as we bring it back to a plank. Exhale. And inhale. We're going to do 4 more like this, then we're going to change it up. Exhale. And inhale, find that length and reach. You're looking straight down at the mat, find length in the back side of the mat. And make sure we're not riding the shoulder hinge. We're using the whole body together to initiate this movement. Yes, the shoulders hinge, but we're also broadening the pelvic floor, magnetizing the outer thighs. Hold the next one back. Hips creased a lot, knees bent a lot. Looking straight down at your mat. Hold and breathe for 5, 4, 3, stay here, slowly lowering elbows down towards the mat. Doesn't have to be all the way. And inhale, bring it back up. So you're choosing. If you're coming all the way down to the mat, exhale, elbows soften. Inhale, arms extend. 2 more, guys. I know these are wicked. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Last one, hold the elbows bent for 5, 4, collarbones wide, 3, 2, and knees lower. sink that back onto your hips. And let's go ahead and take the teaser, twisted teaser, other direction. So we're gonna have our left hip down, left arm down, and we're gonna swivel, sorry, not all the way down, just onto your forearm, and then we're gonna swivel up into the teaser. So again, you've got options. Be towards the front of your mat if you're going into that swiveling experience, yeah? It's an inhale when you're in your side lying, and then it is an exhale to raise. You can always do a double leg raise on your side. It's entirely up to you. Inhale and exhale. If you're choosing a single leg teaser for this, you can keep the left leg down and the right leg comes up. Exhale, lift, rotate, inhale as you unwind. Not a whole lot of weight going into that shoulder, and we're not sending any energy down to press out of the floor. It's a lift from your center as you raise. We're going to go into our last one and hold it, guys. So you can hold both legs elevated in your side raise. You can hold your bent knee teaser. Arms can come up if that feels like a good place for you. For 3, for 2, and done. Really nice job. Lay down onto your back space. Knees are going to be bent to start with. I always like hands under head, interlaced under the base of your skull. I feel like this is going to be nicer for our low back and our neck. So go ahead and have your hands hammocked under your head. Lots of energy there. And then we are going to float the right leg into tabletop position, float the left leg into tabletop position, and we're going to mimic a single leg jump as if we had a jump board in front of us. So left leg is going to stay in tabletop. Right leg is going to come forward with our foot flexed, heel imagining that it's landing on a jump board, and then we're going to extend the front side of the ankle. And then we're going to soften the knee just a little bit as we land. So the foot is flexed like we're doing a little landing on a jump board. And then we're going to fly, opening the ankle. Baby bend to the knee, flex the ankle, and then open. So find that imaginary surface under your right heel as we're working. Inhale to extend lots of weight into the shoulders of your head. Release the neck a little bit more. For 2 more. Bring the right leg back into tabletop, pause and breathe. We're going to go into a jackknife challenge because I know you want to. Arms are long at your sides. Okay? I have a bun on the back of my head. I don't know how this is going to go today. We're going to lengthen the legs towards the sky. We are going to send our legs back as we exhale, picking our booty up and off of the mat. And then we're going to exhale, legs lowered down. Inhale, legs float up. Exhale, legs lowered down. Inhale, legs go up. If this is aggressive in your body, you can stay with your pelvis down, and then you can send the legs long, and you can bend the knees. So you can do a hip extension and a knee extension, or you can go all the way up into your jackknife. You can go into 2 more either way. Exhaling as you crease. Inhale, bring it up. Last one. And slowly bring it down. Pause, return back to tabletop. Hands come underneath the base of your skull. We're going to keep the right leg in tabletop. Your head is hanging into your hands and down into the shoulders. We're going to reach that left leg forward. Heel flexes, foot flexes. And then we are going to open the ankle. Flex. And then you can add that little bend like you're landing on the jump board. And then extend and fly. Little bend like you're landing. Extend and fly. Just a few more here, guys. Find that imaginary jump board under your heel. Last 2. With intention, both legs come into tabletop. Head goes down. Beautiful job. All right. Last thing here, we are going to go into a double knee pull shoulder hinge, but we're going to do it in a froggy position with our legs. So hands come wide onto your mat. Knees are wide. Heels are touching. Toes are turned out. We're going to come onto our hands and feet. Knees are about ankle height. And then we're going to exhale as you drop back. Keep your heels glued together. Inhale as you return to start. Exhale as you hinge back. Inhale as you return to start. Find length in the spine. Thigh bones are sinking deeply into your pelvis. Sitting bones go from broad to broader as you sink back. Exhale as we crease. Try not to ride those shoulders. We're just finding that connection. Down the back line of the body. Broadening our collarbones for 4. This is going to be our last 2, and we're going to step it out into a final plank. Hold it in the 4-point kneel, shoulders are over wrists. Walk one leg back at a time, but stay with your heels touching, toes turned out. Hold and breathe, finding lots of broadness through the middle back. Looking straight down at the mat, maybe you find a little more length through the back line of your neck. A little more openness through your collarbones. Asking for more from shoulders and core and less from wrists. Here we go for 8. Inner thighs spiraling down. Crown of head reaching long. Breath supporting you for 3, for 2. And bring your knees down. Sink back. Take it back. And go ahead and come on up. Let's go ahead and use our chair to help us stretch today. So we're going to bring it back onto your mat. And we're going to turn the back towards us. So turn the back towards you. Left hand is going to be on the chair. Left foot is in front of your right, kind of like we're walking on railroad tracks. And then once you've got that, we're going to take the right arm up and over. Stretching through the side body, looking down towards the leg of the chair. And reset. Bring it up. And then we're going to go into that again. Right ribs flare. So kind of take this in a fluid movement. We're doing it slowly, but we are finding movement through that stretch. Arcing on an inhale. Hold the next one. And then we're going to turn towards the chair surface. So you have your hands on the back side of the chair coming into your best L shape. Feet are 4 inches apart parallel. And we're going to do some fascial flossing. So what that means is we're not going to move our heels or our hips, but we're going to baby bend one knee and then the other. And it might feel kind of like a little jumping or almost twitching inside of your pelvis. That is okay. So that is lubricating your fascia, which is the network of fibers holding everything together, holding the skin, muscles, tissues, bones, all together. And we need to lubricate that, keep that mobile. It's not just about stretching muscles, it's also about improving the condition and pliability of our fascia. We're going to bend the left knee. You can let the left heel raise, and we're going to sweep the right arm under. And then bring the right hand back and the left foot down, and then we're going to bend the right knee and take the left arm under. Bring that back to start. And then we're going to walk our feet closer to the chair just a little bit. Turn to the side. Right foot is in front of left, like you're walking on railroad tracks. Right hand is on the chair. Arcing and fanning the ribs. This is an inhale. this at a pace that feels good in your body. It's an inhale to fan. Moving slowly but keeping it fluid. Exhale as the bum comes down at your own pace. Towards the chair one more time, but we're going to take our hands off of it. Hands come up and overhead. We're just going to hold with our heart open for a few breaths here. Drawing the navel up and in, even when we have our upper back extended. Our gaze is up. Just find openness in your body. Space, openness, acceptance for what is ahead. With intention, strong arms, draw down to your sides, and your navels come up and in. And I fully expect you to maintain that posture till our retreat next year. Beautiful to have you guys.